If you are a seller on Teespring, then I recommend watching this video because not many people are talking about shipping rates for different countries, how that affects you as a seller and a buyer, and what happens during refunds and returns. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. If you're new here, my name is Greg. I like to talk about online entrepreneurship, so if you're interested in making money online, feel free to look around the channel and consider subscribing. Today's video is very important. This is about the shipping rates and what happens during refunds and returns. Not many people are talking about this, so I wanted to make one video. I just fact-checked a few things with Teespring, so this should be a very helpful video. First things first, and something I found out here completely blew my mind. Over the years of selling on Teespring, I did not realize this was the case, but I just got confirmation from Teespring on it. And what that is in regards to refunds and returns. Now, what I had known and something that you should know is that when someone buys one of your items on Teespring, whenever they get that item, they have 30 days from that point to put in a claim with Teespring if something's wrong with the shirt, if they change their mind, they want a refund. They have 30 days to do all of this. Now, what's good about this is it leaves us out of the equation, and this is for the better, so it's completely hands-off. The customer will have a point of contact in their order confirmation email, and they can reach out to customer service, like I said, anytime within 30 days and get their money back or get a new shirt. Now, the part that I hadn't realized is that if this does happen and the buyer gets a complete refund, you still get to keep the profit. Now, I hadn't paid attention to this on my account because you never know when someone's getting a refund because you are left out of the equation, which, like I said, is for the better, completely hands-off. But Teespring just confirmed with me 2 times, and I have this on my computer as proof because I couldn't believe it, that if the buyer gets a full refund, the seller still keeps the profit. So that is something that I thought was very interesting. The other 2 things that you should know is that if the buyer paid with PayPal to purchase the item and they get a refund, they will get their money back within 24 hours. If they used a credit card or debit card, they will get their refund within 3 to 5 days. Now, a couple things to know about customer service. As I was just saying before, we are left out of the equation as the seller, and that is for the better because we don't have to deal with any customer service. When a customer buys one of our items, they will get an order confirmation email, and that will have their point of contact with Teespring. The 2 places that they'll be able to contact Teespring if they have any issues are the live chat, which is on Teespring's homepage, and that is available for the customers Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., and sometimes on weekends. Now, additionally, the other place and the more traditional way that customers can get help from Teespring is at support@teespring.com. They can just email that. Teespring says they will always get back to customers within 24 hours, so that's just something good to know as a seller. Now, the last thing that's just good to know as a seller is that customers can track their orders if they go to teespring.com/track. Now, there are a couple things to know about tracking that I'll get into a little bit later in this video when we talk about shipping, but just know that customers can track their orders by going to that website. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, specifically for us as sellers, how we can get support, I'm always letting you guys know this in the comments, but the 2 places we can get support are the live chat on the launcher, not on the homepage. The homepage live chat is for customers, but if you actually go in to launch a new design, you will have a different live chat in the bottom right corner there, and that one is specifically for us as sellers. Now, this live chat is available to us Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. They typically say that they need an hour or 2 to get back to you, but every time I reach out to them here, it's a couple of minutes and you have someone live that you can talk to. Now, the other way that we can reach support as a Teespring seller is by emailing sellers@teespring.com. They try to get back to all emails to this email within 24 hours, and they are working 7 days a week here. So hopefully that part right there just gives you a bit more information on how we can get help as sellers and how buyers can get help as well. And also that buyers have 30 days from when they get their item to basically do anything. They can get a new shirt if it's the wrong size, if it's printed wrong, they can get a refund, anything within 30 days. So that's the first part of this video. The second part is shipping. This is going to get a little bit more technical, so follow along with me. Because of this, I am also going to link a website that's on Teespring that explains all of their shipping with charts and everything in more detail if you need that as a point of reference. So first things first on shipping is depending on where you are a seller from, you may see high shipping rates when you scroll down on a listing. The one thing that I want all of you guys to know is that don't be afraid if you're seeing high shipping rates. Don't worry about that because as a seller on Teespring, the beauty of it is you can upload designs from anywhere in the world. And with that said, the shipping rates are going to be determined on where the buyer of the item is, not you as the person uploading and selling the design. So to get into the shipping rates, the first thing we have to know is that Teespring has 2 fulfillment centers, meaning that they have 2 facilities where they print orders and ship them out for you. The main one is in the United States and the second one is in Europe. So what this means is some orders are going to print out of the United States and other orders are going to print out of the Europe facility, and that changes the shipping rates depending on where someone is buying from. So I don't want to get technical with this, I just want to give you the overview so you guys have a good comprehensive understanding of what the shipping is and why you don't need to worry about it and be afraid that it's too high. So for an item that's printed in the United States fulfillment center and someone who is buying it from the United States, so it's domestic shipping, it's shipping from United States to United States, the first item that they order is going to be roughly $3.99 for shipping. Now the customer pays all of this. We do not have to pay anything ever as a seller. We don't have to pay for any of the products, the printing, the shipping, nothing. The customer pays for all of it. We just get our profit at the end. So like I was saying, if it's within the United States, it's going to be about $3.99 for the first item. And then if they order a second item, a second shirt, whatever it is, it's going to be roughly $2 for each additional item. So let's just say, for example, someone in the United States orders a shirt and that's $3.99 shipping. And then they also order a mug with that. That's an additional roughly $2 shipping. So total, they're going to pay about $6 for shipping on top of the product cost, whatever you're selling it for. Now, what if the item is printed in the United States fulfillment center, but then it's shipped internationally? This is where that high shipping rate comes in, and I want to explain this a little bit. If the item is printed in the United States and it's shipped internationally, the first item in that order is going to be roughly $12.50 to ship. Now each additional item that they add to the order is going to be roughly $3.99 extra to ship that as well. So yes, this can definitely be very expensive to ship internationally from the United States, but that's kind of where the second fulfillment center comes in. The second fulfillment center is located in Europe. If an item is printed in the Europe fulfillment center and shipped within the EU, then the first item is just like domestic shipping. It's about $3.99 for the first one, and then about $2 for each additional item. This brings us back down to more realistic shipping prices. Now further, if an item is printed in the Europe fulfillment center and shipped internationally, then the prices go back up a little bit. The first item is about $8.99, and the second item is again about $2. So just keep in mind that no matter where you are uploading from, the shipping rate is going to be based on where the buyer is, and it has nothing to do with your actual location of uploading. Additionally, keep in mind that there are two fulfillment centers, one in the United States, one in Europe. And just briefly, the reason that there are two fulfillment centers are one, to help with shipping obviously, but two, because there are different types of products printed in each of the facilities. Now the last part of this video that I want to get into is the shipping times on what your buyers can expect. Now before I get into this, keep in mind that this is print on demand, so it's custom items printed specifically for each person that's ordering. These items are not made and sitting in inventory, so it's not as easy as Teespring just pulling it off the shelf and shipping it out. So with that said, if it's printed in the United States and shipped to the United States, once it has been produced, after it's been printed and shipped out, it's roughly 9 to 12 days from when the customer will receive it. Now for domestic shipping like this, United States to United States, there is full tracking available for the customers. And remember, if anyone asks you, the customer can go to teespring.com/track, and that's where they can track their order. Now, if an item was printed in that same United States fulfillment center, but then it was shipped internationally, just know that once that item was shipped out, it's going to be about 12 to 15 days until the customer receives it. Now, honestly, that's really not bad for international shipping. And the thing to know about tracking for international shipping outside of the United States is that Teespring offers limited tracking for this, so they allow the customers to track their orders all the way until it reaches their international country. Now, the last thing we need to know about shipping time and tracking is if the item was printed in the Europe fulfillment center, the tracking time once the item has been printed and shipped out is anywhere between 7 and 16 days, and these orders out of the Europe fulfillment center do not come with any kind of tracking. So guys, that's it for this video. I hope you got some value from it. For all of you guys who stuck around this long in the video, it means you probably watched my other videos and I probably talked to you in the comments. So let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. And if you're wondering where I've been and why I haven't been uploading as frequently, it's because 2020 is coming just around the corner and I want to see growth for my companies personally in the next year. So I've been buckling down and practicing what I preach. Everything you see in these video tutorials are what I've been doing. I've just been putting a lot of hours into my personal websites and my personal print-on-demand products. So that's where I've been, and that takes a lot of time, as you guys know, and a lot of hard work. But I promise you guys, I still have a lot more videos coming for you guys, and that's never going to change. So thanks again to all of you guys for all of the support. If you have any questions at all, let me know down in the comments, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.